Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. The most important thing is stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. And I'm saying that as far as getting women, well, especially. Let's just be real. If y'all watching during the week, y'all watching learning how to get women. And I thought about that this morning. Because, when I be doing these car videos, I don't know what I'm going to do until I get into the car. I don't be writing down shit. Well, half the time. Sometimes I do. Anyway. So I'm in the gym, right? And I see this woman, this young lady. I hadn't seen her before. And I call them all young. I don't know how old she was. Hell, they younger than me. I'm 60. Shit, hopefully they're younger than me. Anyway. So I see this young lady, and she had some of the progression. Like, her breasts weren't that big, but, they were enough there, which is all I like anyway. As long as they got enough so I know they female, I'm good. I'm good. But she had that main progression I like. That bottom half. Had that snatch waist. Had that big old butt dunk. Those thick thighs, which save lives. And, so I was like, man, she had those nice hips. Hey, there you go, girl. I see you. Anyway, she was looking nice. But see, one thing, and I've said this before being in the gym. If you see a woman in the gym, don't try to holler at her right away. Try to see what's up. Give her a few days. Unless she just walk right up to you and say something. But most of y'all ain't getting that. So I saw it and I said, oh, okay, let me check her out for a while. And it's a good thing I did because she was in there with this stocky old dude. That dude was he had to have about 30 pounds on me. He was definitely shorter than me. But I could tell from their body language they were together. And it didn't hurt that they walked out together. So I said, oh, okay. And plus, as he was walking out, he gave me that look like, yeah, don't be fucking with my girl, man. I was like, oh, man, it's cool. I ain't saying nothing to her. I was just looking. Because you know how some dudes be doing. You be looking at that woman. Shoot. My thing is, if you got a fine woman, you want other dudes looking. Because when dudes ain't looking, then you got to ask yourself who you with. Shit, let me straighten this joint out a little bit. Always got to straighten his mirror out. Anyway, right? So, I like, but I thought about it, right? That dude was, like I said, if you shorter than me, you ain't 6 feet. You ain't 6 feet. I've said that several times. But you know how some dudes be talking about, like, you got to be, like, 6 feet to get women. And then you get some dudes acting like you got to be 8% body fat to get women. And this dude definitely wasn't at no 8%. This dude's some stocky dude. Look like he benching some 400 pounds. Be benching with one hand. Get a drink. Saying, shoot, let me drink this while I'm benching. One of those type of dudes. Powerlifting type of dudes. I was like, okay. But he was in his lane. He still walked out with a woman with that butt dunk. A woman who mandated, in my eyes, doggy style. So, I was checking her out, and that was cool. Oh, snap, now what? Damn, it's always something. It's always something right here. Always an accident right here. Good thing I can make a turn right here. Damn, they blocked all this shit off. Damn. Let me just go this way. Somebody might be like, which way? That way. Man, there was an accident up in that joint, man. Had the popo. Shoot, saw 4 popo up in there. Anyway. But he still, you know what? That dude wasn't like, he didn't look like no child or what people think to be Tyrone. And shoot, he had locks, everything. Big old dude. Big old hominy-grit eating dude. One of those dudes look like, shoot, eat his cereal with his cake bowl and a ladle. One of those big dudes. Yeah, let me go around this way. I had to change up. Anyway, but he still got the woman. And see, here's my point with it. When no matter what you look like, work on your best thing. Fix your best thing up and then see which women like it. Now, I said that several times. And I got to emphasize that because there's too many guys, because they ain't 6 feet. They ain't 6 feet. They like, oh, I'm short. So what? Most men are short. Shoot. Most men are short. It depends on where you at. Depends on what women. And even some women say some shit. And, I mean, whatever. You are who you are. You don't worry about it. You say, look, all you do is fix yourself up as the best. And not just the best, but the style that you like. Whatever shoes you like, whatever clothes you like, you wear that. You wear that. That's your style. That's your message. You wear the type of shit you like. You let the barber bless you the way you want. Everybody is not going to be having like some waves or something when they cut their hair, or some nappy cut or whatever, or like long hair, whatever. If it worked for you, it worked for you. Because some hairstyles don't work for everybody. You find what worked for you. Hairstyle, when you get dressed, you find what works for you. Yeah, we're going to have to do it a little bit different today. You got this big old line here. I'll be here forever. Anyway, you find what works for you. That's the key thing right there. Find what works for you. Stay in your lane. And then you will probably get an attractive woman. Because I know. Because first of all, when I saw that couple, I could tell from their body language, oh, he tapping it. I could tell from that look he gave me like he was going to kill me, oh, yeah, he tapping it. Shit. See, all you have to worry about is fixing up yourself. And see, one thing with men, we actually have it better because, like I've said, women, yeah, they want a handsome man, but women want to be the center of attention. All you have to do as a man is be decent looking. That's all you have to be. You don't have to worry about being like, looking like a child or a square jaw or something. That's some bullshit. That's some dudes who ain't in the game. All you had to do is just fix up. Find the best haircut for you. Find the best, your body build. Get the body build that you comfortable with. Wear the clothing style. And even on one of my sit down video yesterday, I was talking about women be checking out shoes. Wear the shoes that you comfortable wearing. If you comfortable just wearing sneakers all the time, that's you. Just keep in mind that's the type of woman you gonna get. Or you wearing sweats all the time. That keep in mind that's the type of woman you gonna get. Because see, you want the woman that fits into what you want. Not so much what she wants, but what you want. That's the thing you got to be concerned with. That's the thing that you got to look for. What you want. And it's like you got to be comfortable with yourself, and that's your lane. Now, if you can't get supermodel of the world, don't worry about it. All women ain't supermodel of the world. That's only a few women anyway. I mean, if you getting a bunch of women like in a 6 to 7 range, shoot, you got more women in the 6 to 7 range than you do in the 8 to 10 range, or whatever. But even regardless of what the woman look like, she need to be in cooperation with your operation. So you need to say, okay, what look do I have that get the women I want? And if you're not getting the women you want, because, some guys be saying, well, they don't like their tribes, they don't like the women they getting. Switch up then, motherfucker. That means you need to work on your look. You need to maybe work on your haircut. You need to work on maybe your beard. You need to maybe drop some weight. You maybe need to put on some weight. And then even then, all that is just the bait anyway. You still need the women that you can talk to. But see, that's your lane. What do you want to talk about? What religion are you? What's your political philosophy? You want the woman that fits into your world. It's your world. Not so much her world. And remember, there's 4 billion women in this world. So, as I always say, this young man who did a webinar for me, he said every man can get 10 women. Every man, every single man. You don't have to listen to a word I say or any other dating coach says or relationship guru. Somebody gonna like your ass. It's just an issue of whether you like them back. But whatever the case, you stay in your lane. You don't worry about that next man. Because you two different things. Like, there was a detractor one time. Tried to compare me. It's a popular young content creator. Popular young content creator. Tried to say, well, you don't look like him. Well, I shouldn't. That motherfucker ain't 30 yet. While I'm in my late 50s. I'm like, hold up. Me and him, two different people. And I ain't worried about it. In fact, by something he said out of his own mouth, I was able to routinely get the type of women he couldn't get. He had trouble with it. He said that out of his own mouth. I ain't gonna say who it is. So whatever. And that's all that matters is what you get. And see, let me jump on that real quick. Don't worry about what another man say. Half the time the other man is just jealous of you. If you're a man out here, shit, you just trying to get pussy. You trying to get the woman right for you. You ain't worried about some other man or what they like. You worry about where your dick going. Yeah, and I said it just like that. You worry about where your dick going. You worry about the woman in cooperation with your operation, who is in submission to your mission, trying to help you in life. That's all that matters, what you find attractive. I remember one time some commenter was mentioning something about some guy they knew. And they said, yeah, none of us liked her. None of us thought she was attractive. Y'all motherfuckers don't need to think she attractive. See, one of the things out here is a man, at some level, you got to be selfish. I don't care how cool you are, how altruistic you are, how much you want to help people. You got to be selfish about your own needs. In fact, I can tell everything about a person based on who they pick. I can tell everything about them because people, and this is something Ayn Rand wrote in her monumental book Atlas Shrugged. I can never remember the name of that character. It was the Hispanic character who said it, but it was basically coming from Ayn Rand. And she was right, because when people pick a mate, they selfish. That's the ultimate thing of selfishness. You sleeping with a woman, that's selfish. All you worry about is what you like. Like me, even though I say big breasts all the time, I say that for comedic effect. I really ain't down for women sexually if they got big breasts, but they don't have a butt dump. If you got it, now if they balance, yeah, I'm good with them. But if they got a bigger butt dunk than they got a bigger upper body, I'm really down for them. I'm good with them. As long as they got a butt dunk. Now, if they balance, I'm good with them. But if they not, whatever. But see, that's me. But see, somebody else, they might say, well, they don't want that big old butt dunk. They want a slimmer woman. And then somebody else might want that BBW. Whatever. Might want that big old stomach on a woman. Whatever. That's them. And I even did a video said, and I said it, be careful of those women bigger than you. But you know what? Even when I said that, some guys like that. It's like, whatever you like. Because ultimately, it's selfish. It's whatever your needs are. Whatever gets you off. Whatever gets your dick hard. And on the path to doing that, you got to be yourself. You can't be that next man. Because you might be so busy trying to be that next man, you missing out on the women who liked you the way you were or like what you have. Because, like, okay, I mentioned that young man this morning with that woman. Like I said, that dude shorter than me, stocky. See, that dude had about 30 pounds on me, at least 30 pounds on me. And he was shorter than me. But he with a woman I'm checking out. And that's all he needed to be. And you know what? That's cool. Because like I always say too, different women out here like different men. Different women, they checking out different men. All women don't like the same one. See, and look, let me just get on that real quick. You get some Bammers out here thinking all these women want the same man. I don't give a shit how many women like some supermodel, some Chad, I don't care how they screaming. That ain't every single one. That is not every single woman. Let me put this down some. Yeah, it's getting cooler out here. I'll be having a coat on at some point. Every woman likes something. All you have to do is focus on being your best and then seeing which women like it. And like I said, I'm gonna repeat what I said earlier. If you don't like who you getting, that means you need to change something. Cause it was like, and I always mention that wheelchair athlete who broke it down like a player to me. He said, yeah, when I keep my mustache on, I can get the black women. But then when I shave my mustache, I get the white women. And see, that's another thing too. You can figure that out. It's like this Tantra master said too. He said to a group of us, he said, shoot, a woman tell you what's up as soon as you walk out the door. So if you notice you wearing your hair a certain way, you get women. Boom. Like I said, you know, when this beard, I let this beard grow out, I be getting a certain type of woman. Be getting some attention, be staring. But then when I shave it, and I gotta shave it this weekend, but when I shave it for business or something like that, or being a character in this movie short, yeah, the women be like, they don't be looking as much. But, you know, so I figured that out. So if I want the most attention, I gotta let a little bit of hair stay on here. And I remember one time when I was letting my hair grow out, and this woman, and me and this woman was stroking for about 4 years. And I remember we first got together, I was just like, I wasn't cutting it. I was not cutting the hair at all. But then when I did cut it, shaved it and stuff, she didn't like it. Still stroked me, but still, she didn't like it. So, you know, you got to just figure that out. And no matter what I say, I'm just giving a perspective. Because you get some dudes online, or they say, you got to have this, you got to have that. You can hear their perspective, but at the end of the day, you got to figure out what works for you. You got to figure out your lane, and then you got to stay in that joint. Remember that. Because see, here's the thing, and I actually got a video coming next week, sit-down video, because I did all my sit-down videos for this channel. I did that this morning, because I know I do them a week early. And one of the things I talk about is just being comfortable with who you are. Because if you like 5'7", okay. There's some women still get with a 5'7", man. No matter what any of them say. And then I mentioned this reel. I mentioned in the video next week, I mentioned this reel I saw where this woman, she called this short-statured, overweight guy with some jacked up teeth. She said he was a 9.5. She called him a 9. She looked him dead in the eye. Called him a 9.5. I was like, what the fuck? But here's the thing. That's what she liked. Because remember, the whole thing is, And it's not even so much about you, but remember, women like different things. Women go crazy over different guys. Some women like a slimmer guy. Some women like a bigger guy. And I'm a hammer that home. I'm a hammer that home because too many guys think they gotta look like whatever to get play. It was like, nah, you don't have to. You can look like whatever because all you can really be is yourself. See, that's the thing. That's all you can really be. You can't worry about being, because you can't be Chad. You ain't Chad. And I know some dudes be talking about getting some surgery or all of that, but that's not you. That's not you. You gotta live with yourself all the time. And if you don't like something about how you look and it's really messing with you, they got therapy. They got therapy. But what you can do is you can control it. Like letting the barber bless you. The barber's been responsible for the birth of more babies out here. You can still figure out what style of clothes you can wear. You can still get different pairs of shoes. You can get multiple pairs of shoes. Shoot. You can figure out what fit of clothes you're gonna wear, what pants you're gonna wear, what coats, whatever, what your style is, what colors you wear. You figure out what works for you, and not even just to get the women, but what works for you. And then see which women are down for that, which women in your tribe, which women giving you that look. And they don't give you that bro man look. They give you that, they be looking you up and down. What type of women? Shoot. And then, what I say about body game. Body game, all that is just getting your best body. Not somebody else's. Not somebody else's. Because I lost track of how many women say they like a little bit on a man. And these are very attractive women. In fact, the first woman who ever said that, she looked like a thicker version, a shapelier version of Julia Roberts. She the first woman to say that, said, yeah, she like a little bit on a man. And now these some fine ass women. I can think, every woman who said they like a little bit on a man, they fine as shit. I mean, getting multiple men. But then there's some other women who probably they don't like that. Okay, some slimmer men can get it, because sometimes some slimmer men be tripping. It was like, nah, find a woman who likes you. Like I know some slimmer men, they getting it. They just being who they gonna be. They got comfortable with whatever they got. Because remember, however you worship God, that's how you were made. And you were made that way for whatever your mission is. And you got to live with it the rest of your life. You can't go crazy trying to change your body up too much. As long as it's reasonable, that's all you need. As long as it is reasonable. And that's all you had to do. All you had to do was find your lane. And you know what? I'm going to be talking about this again and again and again. I'm gonna really hammer this home for any of the fellas, because too many fellas be worried about, oh, I don't look like this. Man, whatever. You look like you. And don't worry, like I say, don't worry about what another man says, or another man be like, you ain't this or that. You ain't trying to have sex with that man. Now, if you want to sex with that man, well, this ain't the channel for you. This is not the channel for you. So you just, you know what? You just let that go. You just let that go. All you worried about is yourself and the women that fit into what you want. The women down for you, down for your program in cooperation with your operation. All right? The ones you like looking at. Like that young lady this morning. Yeah, she had that big old round butt. Don't get no thick thighs. You say, shit. Yeah, breasts they were high, but that's all they need to be for me. Like I said, I just say it for comedic effect when I say breasts. But shit, she's right where I like them. Shit. Cause you know I like doggy style. Yeah. I like that doggy style. All they need to do is put their head in the pillow and their butt just waving in the air. And I'm good. Yeah. Anyway, go in. Get some vittles. I don't know what's going on over there. Somebody crashed. I don't know. That's the second time I've seen a crash over that way. I don't know. It must be something about how people be driving over there. I don't know. Anyway, go over here and do some. Get my vittles. Yeah, oh crap. Oh man. So anyway, y'all, stay in your lane. Get your lane. Be comfortable in that lane. That's all you got to do, all right? So anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace.